What's up, it's Timmers here. Here is my throwback segment where I talk about the films that turns 10, 20, 30, and 40 this week. Alright, the film celebrating their 10th anniversary is not the second one or the third one, but the very first Ant-Man movie. Boy, I remember when this thing was like in the pipeline for years. Like Edgar Wright was attached at one point, Simon Pegg was attached, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was attached. But then, of course, they eventually announced that the director of Yes Man and Bring It On will be directing this. Paul Rudd was cast as Ant Man, and the rest is history. I mean, Quantum Man could have been better, but the first Ant Man movie is excellent. It's a lot of fun, a really great heist movie. The debut of Michael Pena as Louise, awesome right there. Micah Douglas, Evangeline Lilly. It it's just a lot of fun. Of course, the introduction of Paul Rudd's Ant Man was great. I mean, it's just really entertaining. It is hilarious. Really love the first Ant Man movie, and of course, this came out around the same time that like Avengers: Infinity War came out. Of course, it was set during the Infinity Saga, and also what a great time to be alive. All right, also turning 10 is Trainwreck. I know like Amy Schumer gets a lot of hate for some other reason. I've always liked Amy Schumer. I don't care what anyone says. Amy Schumer is awesome. Now, Trainwreck was, of course, directed by Judd Apatow, who gave us, like, Knocked Up, 4-year-old version, Funny People, and many others. This, of course, stars Amy Schumer, who plays this writer named Amy Townsend, who has her first serious relationship with this surgeon, played by Bill Hader. You also do got fun cameos by the likes of LeBron James, John Cena. You have like Brie Larson was in this, Colin Quinn. This was actually the movie that really made me go. John Cena could be comedic really well. And Trainwreck is really hilarious. It is a nice rom com. Amy Schumer and Bill Hader were both great in this. If you guys never seen Trainwreck, it's not a train wreck at all. It's a really good little film. Alright. Now, other films turning 10 are more smaller affairs. They include Woody Allen's Irrational Man with Joaquin Phoenix, Emma Stone, Parker Posey. We're at college where this professor is in this crisis, giving his a new purpose on life when he has like a relationship with his student, played by Emma Stone. So pretty much a Woody Allen film. Yeah, I mean, it was actually not a bad film either. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix was pretty good in this. Emma Stone was great. Say what you want about Woody Allen, like in general, he has had made some pretty decent films over the years. But yeah. All right. Also turning 10 is Mr. Holmes, which was directed by Bill Condon, who gave us Dreamgirls. It stars Sir Ian McKellen, who plays like a older version of Sherlock Holmes. I mean, it's actually really like it's pretty much set primarily in his retirement in Sussex, where of course follows like a 93-year-old Sherlock Holmes as he struggles to recall the details in his final case here. You also had like Laura Linney. I mean, Mila Parker plays like his son here. It is actually a really decent little film. One of like McKellen's maybe like his like very underrated performance in my opinion. Probably his better performance as not Magneto or Gandalf related. He's really excellent in this, if you guys have seen it. Alright. Also turning 10 is Lilia and Eve, which is the Jennifer Lopez and Viola Davis film. Where like a grief-stricken mother joined forces with another woman for vigilante after her son's killed. It was directed by the same guy who gave us that Nick Cannon movie Drumline. Little and Eve was a pretty decent little film. The chemistry between like Viola Davis and Jennifer Lopez was pretty good. Was very fierce here. A really decent little film there. There's also Joe Dirt 2, Beautiful Loser. Yeah, that's right. They made a sequel to Joe Dirt. Now, of course, this had the likes of David Spade, Patrick Warburton, Chris Walken. The first Joe Dirt is hilarious. If you guys never seen that original Joe Dirt, it's definitely fun. Then they did a sequel, which it did not hit Netflix. It did not hit, Amazon or anything. It hit on Crackle. Who remembers when Crackle used to start making original content? I feel like hardly no one talks about. I mean, I still probably still have a Crackle account, but haven't used Crackle for years. Like, yeah, I don't, like, comment below if anyone still use Crackle. Like, I feel like, you know, no one talks about Crackle anymore. Like, obviously, people still talk about like Netflix. On the free side, people always talk about Tubi and whatever. Ain't no one talks about Crackle anymore. So, yeah, and Crackle doesn't make any original content anymore. Like they usually put out some original contents, like Joe Dirt too. But yeah, I feel like Crackle's sort of going down the tubes. I'm still a little surprised Crackle's still around. But anyway, I mean, I would have expected Crackle to go in the way of QB. Remember QB? Wonder how many people know QB. Anyway, now films turning 20. Oh, we got some good ones here. We got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now, the original Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder is a classic. It's one of my favorite films of all time. I'll watch it anytime I get a chance to. I always still prefer the. Obviously, I don't think it's as good as the original. I still think the Johnny Depp version is terrific. Of course, obviously, we would go on to get the Timothy Chalamet one too. I remember watching Charlie and Chocolate Factory in theaters at the time. I saw this one twice in theaters. I love the scenery. Johnny Depp was a great Willy Wonka. Freddie Highmore, who would go on to play Norman Bates and the Good Doctor, was great in this. I mean, of course, the squirrel scene always cracks me up. I mean, I just always got a kick out of this one. You know, it's really entertaining. It's a really good one. Um, of course, again, Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, directed by Tim Burton. Charlie Chocolate Factory does not really get much love nowadays, but it's still a really good one. Alright, also turning 20. One of the funniest comedies of that year. Holy cow, I cannot believe this one's 20 years old. Wedding Crashers. Starring Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn. Of course, that's like these are two divorce moderators who like crash weddings to seduce women. This probably won't really get made today. I know there's been trying to talk about doing a sequel to Wedding Crashers. I mean, could 50-year-olds could this actually work with 50-year-olds? Let's be for real. Um, but hey, Wedding Crashers is still hilarious. Of course, Eyes of Fisher. Who did not love Eyes of Fisher in this? Jane Seymour, who by the way is in her 80s or 70s or whatever. That woman still looks great. Like, who doesn't love Jane Seymour, right? Of course, you know the aforementioned Chris Walken, Bradley Cooper, Will Ferrell was in this. Rachel McAdams. It's really hilarious. It's very raunchy. Stuff that they go through this is really hilarious. I mean, it is a really good one. All right. Once the Train 20 is more like a smaller fare, which is titled Happy Endings, which, of course, interconnected stories that tells three stories of LA natives. And you have the likes of Tom Arnold, Jesse Bradford, Steve Coogan, Jason Ritter, Maggie Gyllenhaal. I mean, it's not a bad little film. I mean, I probably only watched this probably only once, and that's really it. I mean, you do got some cool cast members like Jason Ritter, who's of course the son of John Ritter. Bobby Cannavale, and yeah, of course Bobby Cannavale was in Ant-Man 2, so. Alright, not really hardly anything turning dirty except for Free Willy 2, which is not as good as the first Free Willy, but I actually quite enjoyed the Free Willy sequel. Of course, this was actually directed by, I kid you not, Dwight Little, who also gave us movies like Halloween 4 and Anaconda, Hunt for Red Orchard. That's right. The director who gave us, Michael Myers, will go on to give us a film about, a relationship with a kid and his and a whale. Yeah, that talk about interesting credits right there. This of course has the late Michael Madsen, Jason James Richard, and of course it's where where of course like the previous Kiko play Willy, a robotic double created by the Edge Innovation, who was used to play anonymous Will stuff. I mean, it's actually not a bad sequel. Again, I haven't seen this one for years, but obviously the first Free Willy is much better. But the sequel is okay. All right. Uh, Now Phil turning 40 is not really anything to go by. Like we got the Legend of Billie Jean, which I think is actually based on like Michael Jackson's Billie Jean song. This of course had like Helen Slater, who was of course the original Supergirl, Keith Gordon, Christian Slater, and it follows Billie Jean Davy, who's this teen from Texas, and her brother Binks, who becomes fugitives as a confrontation with a local bully turns violent. This is maybe one of the better films on this list. It is a really decent one, say the least. Of course, Helen Slater is really good. Christian, a very young Christian Slater. I think this was like Christian Slater's first film he did or something. But yeah, not really bad one. I mean, obviously the when you think of Billie Jean, you always just think of the Michael Jackson iconic song, But so, all right. Also turning 40 is The Man with One Shoe, which is directed by Mr. Mom director Stan Gotti, starring Tom Hanks. You also have the likes of Carrie Fisher, Jim Belushi, where a man hit randomly out of a crowd is made the target of a CIA surveillance and pursuit. This was, of course, one of like Tom Hanks's first earliest films he did, and it's not really that memorable. I mean, definitely not one of like Tom Hanks's iconic ones. It's not that great. There's also the Coca Cola Kid, which stars Eric Roberts and Greta Siachi. We're an ex-Marine turned Coca Cola marketing guru. Becker is on like a mission to boost sales in Australia here, and it's actually also not really that memorable to be honest. Yeah, you do have the likes of you have Eric Roberts who is in almost everything nowadays. Oh boy, look up Eric Roberts' IMDb list. You'll see how many stuff that guy's been in. Yeah, he said like he even does. Let's just say he really barely says no to anything. I mean, yeah, lots of nowadays he does is more like let's say trying to think of the word. Nowadays he mostly does like B movie type stuff nowadays, but yeah, and this is actually an okay one, just not anything to go by. But that's pretty much it there. Let me let you guys. Which of these films stand out to you the most? For me, I'm going. Of course, the 10-year one is going to Ant-Man. The 20-year one is I should say Wedding Crashers because that movie's hilarious. I'm actually going to go with Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I actually do prefer that. I have a little soft spot in my heart for Charlie and Chocolate Factory. 30-year one's the only one there, Free Willy 2. And the 40-year one is The Legend of Billie Jean. Anyway, what's your thoughts about this? Drop your comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Simon.